Alright, what's up guys? The D here. I've got a short video here for you. 5 things I wish I knew before I started playing DFO in 2022. And the first one is going to be joining a guild. As soon as you make a character, you should just find a guild and join. You get stat bonuses and a 10% EXP boost. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that here on one of my alts, who is not currently in a guild. So we're just gonna walk out of here. And so currently this character is not in a guild. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the menu and go into guild. And you'll see it'll just bring up a huge list of guilds. This has the number of people in the guild name, etc. What you want to do is find a guild if you're not really worried about anything other than the stats, and just finding a group that you can maybe ask some questions. This is the one that my main character is in already. 1,000 players is the max, so if it's at 1,000 you won't be able to join. But you can see they've got these unlocks, so 10% XP boost, 60 to these extra stats permanently. This one's permanent. This one you have to, I think, renew every so often. And you can teleport, etc. So it gives you a nice group to kind of ask questions, and the stat bonus is really nice. If it's auto join, you just click apply, and you're in the guild, so you're good to go. You get these stat boosts and you get the 10% XP boost. You can do that right off the bat, so there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't. Second tip is going to be to take advantage of the events that are going on. And this is the first event I've done, so I'm not exactly sure how the next one will line up, but you'll see that they have a start date and an end date. So all of these are events right here, and I've just about got everything from this event. Oh, this one I can't do until I'm level 17. However, this one, so you can see it runs until January 18th, at which point another event will start. And I've gotten all of these rewards. From this one, I got a whole bunch of stuff, and then you can also, from this event, purchase certain things. And one of the things that I was able to purchase, and I just want to advise you to plan ahead and fully take advantage of it. So I bought a set. It gives you a full set of Halidom gear, which is one of the higher tiers of gear. And this set will level up with me all the way until level 95. And it will scale until level 95. So I don't really need to worry about gear on this character until I'm basically at the end game. And my main character was already in the late level 80s and has some end game pieces of gear from this same event, so it didn't make sense to put any of it on him because it's 1 per account for this event. So I decided to just make an alt and put that gear set on him. So check out the events. They're all free. You can get a lot of stuff from them, and just kind of plan ahead how you're gonna make full use of them, and just make some alts if you want to fully utilize the events. And you also get a buff from them, so that's helpful. It's a nice speed boost among some other things. So my next tip is going to be to be aware of the fatigue point system, as well as how it functions on the weekends. So once you run out of fatigue points, you can't run any more dungeons. It takes 1 fatigue point per room in the dungeon. So if you're at 1 fatigue point left, you could enter a dungeon and then clear the whole dungeon. On weekends, you get a 20% XP boost and fatigue point boost. So if you have some of these potions that restore your fatigue points, it's a good idea to make use of those on the weekend during the XP boost. And don't use them until you're completely out of fatigue points, because you can get some extra mileage from them by, if you have just one left and you run a whole dungeon and then restore your fatigue points, you can then run those dungeons and get, you know, maybe an extra 10 to 20 fatigue points out of that. So my fourth tip is going to be when you are questing, there's certain quests where you will, I don't know if I have an example right now, but it will require getting a certain material, and typically it is a cube or a different colored cube. You can purchase these off the auction hall, and you can look at them, how many you actually have on your character in your inventory here, and you go to material, it'll show you all these different cubes. So if you need, let's say I just had a couple quests where I needed 1,000 of some of these cubes to unlock these gear slots. At level 90, I'll do a quest to unlock this earring slot, and I assume it will also take some cubes. So when I need those, I'll just purchase those off the auction house. They're pretty cheap. You shouldn't have any issue purchasing them by the time you get to them. Also, another tip on these cubes, you'll eventually, as you get higher level skills, you will start noticing some of your skills are going to use clear cube fragments. And initially when I got those skills, I thought this was going to be a big setback because I didn't have very many clear cube fragments. And it's going to tie in with my fifth and final tip here. So it quickly does not becomes a non-issue. You have so many clear cube fragments that you can just spam these skills without giving it a second thought. And my tip for that is when you are doing your gear, you are going to want to set your sell all tab to just sell white items. So just sell white, okay, and that will clear out all the white items. And then when you go to disassemble your equipment, you're going to set that to disassemble all blue and purple equipment. So I've got a couple pieces of gear in here I haven't identified yet, so I'm not going to disassemble them. As you get to a higher level, it also becomes more worthwhile to use a player disassembler. These standard disassemblers are level 4, and so if you find player disassemblers that are above level 4, even if it's a small gold cost to use them, it's definitely worth it. You'll get a lot more cube fragments from it. So typically after a couple dungeons, when you disassemble all your equipment, you'll get several hundred cube fragments, clear cube fragments or more, and that will give you plenty of cube fragments to just spam all of your powerful abilities that use the cube fragments. So hope this helps you guys out. It's a couple quick and easy tips that when you first jump into the game, there's kind of a lot to take in and to try and figure out, but those should get you pretty far if you just play through the main story missions and do your unlocks as you level up for these gear slots and your awakening quests. It'll notify you when those pop up. So hope this helps you guys out. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and remember to give them the D.